Hello, everyone. Welcome to a demonstration of the solution wherein you can restrict a user from creating or editing a purchase transaction. So, to give you a bit of a background about this solution, we all know that on a particular role, you can assign permissions to purchase transactions. So it can be like list, view, add, edit, or delete. And similar to a transaction definition, under the security configuration tab, there is an option in here wherein you can either deny or allow a certain group or maybe a particular user from accessing this transaction definition. But the challenge will be, for example, if a certain user is only allowed to convert a particular transaction, but that user should still be able to um, view the other transaction definitions or other purchasing transactions before that. So which means that if you have like a workflow of a purchase order, then a purchase receipt and purchase invoice, that user should still be able to view purchase order and purchase receipt, but and convert the same to a purchase invoice, and but not be able to create a order or maybe convert that purchase order into a purchase receipt. All right, so let's have a look and explore the different setup that you can do to address that requirement. So I have in here the user information. So the user information here shows this one is user information for myself. So I have here the custom field called purchase access. So that purchase access, when ticked, and I should be able to create a purchase order or convert it into purchase receipt or and eventually convert it into purchase invoice, and I can edit any of those purchase um, transactions. But for the other one, let me just have a look at this one here. And if I but for the other user, I have here the AP manager with this username. That option is unchecked. Purchase access is not enabled. And yep, so just to have that validation, what you can do is that, let's close up this tab here before we carry on. So what you can do is that you can create a smart rule. So the smart rule, in this case, we're defining it for certain purchase order transactions. In this case, if I have a purchase order and purchase receipt, then if the validation is the current user, that purchase access checkbox, if that is not, if it's true, then you should be able to create or edit this transaction definitions. But if that's unchecked, meaning purchase access is cleared on the user record, then upon saving it on edit or on create post, this will error out basically for this transaction definitions or purchase in this case, this purchase transactions. All right, so let's have a look here. I'm currently logged in through this username, and I've also logged in a separate tab that purchase access unchecked, which is for this user. All right, so let's have a look and create a, purchase order to start with. So this is the transaction definition that I defined earlier. So if I put in here, then I just fill out the other details in here. And this service under item ID, and I have this location. Let me just fill out the department in there. So I'll just put 300 for the purchase price. So I am allowed to create this because my user access has the purchase access turned on. So let's have a look if that's true. If I click on post, perfect. So it's already here. So I have here this one SPO22. All right. So let's shift to the other user. So the other user has the purchase access turned off. So if I try to maybe convert that, so if I go to this listing of purchase order, if I try to convert this one that we just created, so that's the one, PO22, if I click on convert into a purchase receipt, right? That user with purchase access should not be able to create, edit, purchase order, purchase receipt, but can convert into a purchase invoice, just to be clear. All right, so everything is filled out from that purchase order. So let's click on posts while I'm currently logged on with this user with purchase access turned off. So yep, so that's the error in there, which is perfect because I'm not allowed at all to create, edit a purchase receipt transaction just based on a smart rule. All right, so but let me go back to the user that's supposed to be allowed to convert purchase order into purchase receipt. So same purchase order. So if I convert this into a purchase receipt and everything has been filled out again from the purchase order, which is this one. And if I click on post, yep. So I'm actually allowed to generate or create a purchase receipt, which is great. So I have here the purchase receipt 19, but let me shift to that user with purchase user turned off, but I'm actually allowed to convert receipt into the next purchase transaction. But in this case, it's going to purchase invoice. So let's see if that is true. So if I click on the list of purchase receipt here, I have purchase receipt 19. That's the one that we just created earlier with this user. And from that restricted user, let me just click on convert into a purchase invoice. And let me fill out document number in here. With me, there you go. Convert to PINV. Let's put one there. And let's see if I will be allowed. So if I click on post, perfect. So as a restricted user to purchase order and purchase receipt, I was still able to convert the purchase receipt into a purchase invoice as the original intention is. That's the creation. But let's have a look if I try to edit. So assuming that that same user should be able to edit as well a purchase invoice. So if I put A in here, for example, and click on post again, let's see if I will be allowed. Yep, that's great. So I'm still allowed to edit that purchase invoice. So if you look at the audit trail in there, I was still able to originally convert it from purchase receipt to purchase invoice. And I was even allowed as well to modify the same as based on the intention in there. But still logged into that restricted user, let me try to create. If I'm trying to be sneaky, I can attempt to create a purchase order. So let me just fill out the other information in here. SVC there, location, I'll just select 400 as a location. department as operations and make it 350 for reference. All right, so I'll just click on post. Let's see what will happen. There you go. So I'm having that error, which is a great validation, right? Meaning it just shows that the smart rule that we just created is working. So as a user with purchase access turned off, I defined it through this smart rule that purchase order and purchase receipt cannot be created. Only conversion or creation and subsequent edit of a purchase invoice would actually work for that user with purchase access turned off. So hope this quick demonstration helps. Thank you.